Welcome to Black Creek Garage. Today I'm going to walk you around my 1964 Grand Prix project. This here is my 1964 Grand Prix project. I bought it off of a fella north of me about an hour. He was just selling it, trying to get rid of it. Didn't have enough time to fix it. Body's actually really straight on it, so can't complain there. You know, it does have its normal rust for, you know, being a 50-year-old car. Right here in the lower fender, pretty sure that this rail here is probably rusted as well. The bottom of the door is rusted. Other than that, it's actually a pretty straight car. Not too bad at all. No engine in it. Do have a donor vehicle that has the engine in it as well. The trunk's probably the worst of all the rust. It's pretty gone here, you can tell. Pretty normal for these trunk pans to go, especially with the wheel wells being right there, you know. Just kicks up all that dirt onto this underneath. It is a southern vehicle, so there's not a lot of rust, but there is what you would expect. Lower quarters, they look really good. Down this side, pretty good there. Again, it's that rust in the lower fender. The trim is bent down here. Rust in the door here. The bottom of this door is actually in good shape. I checked it just the other day. There's rust back there. Definitely gonna have to take care of that before long. Here's the front of it. The mirror. She's hanging on. Not all the way, but she's there. It does not have an engine in it. This hood latch on this side, I think it is, it's broken. So this thing is like a monster to try to get to come up. I can try to get it up. I don't know if I can by myself. It does sometimes take a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, so no engine. I do have a donor vehicle, same year as this one with the 389. That's what it would have came with. I do have the transmission, drive shaft, and spare tire and jack, which is pretty neat to have. But no engine in this one. Do love these front ends on these. They do look really good. They are very neat looking. I think the next year after this, they went away from the stacked headlights. Not sure though, I think it was, and then the GTOs, the 65s came out with the stacked. Interior, it needs some love, but it's not terrible. This is the driver's side here. The driver's seat is probably the worst out of all of them. It honestly is. Pretty torn, worn out, what you would expect in a project vehicle. The back seat's immaculate. It actually looks really well. That's just roof insulation that is falling. The roof's actually in pretty rough shape itself, just as far as the headliner and stuff goes. The roof on it, not terrible. It's got that porous rust, you know, kind of go for it, just because water sits up here more than it does anywhere else, I would assume. Not really sure what causes that. The trunk lid, pretty decent shape. Underneath, original color of the car, I would assume. It does still have the instruction for the jack on there, I believe is what that is. Yeah. Worst rust on it is here. It is pretty rusted through. Probably have to weld up a patch panel for that. I'm not sure if they make one of those or not. They do make the trunk pan. It's kind of hard to find. There's one on like eBay and places like that you can pay about $500 for one. It says it's for this year. You know the gamble that you play, getting anything off eBay anyway. Right here, pretty good shape. All the weather stripping in this car is like completely gone. Completely gone. It actually leaks inside of the car when it rains, so I've been trying to figure out a deterrent for that other than just sticking a tarp over the top of it. So this is it here. Show you the passenger side. The floor pan in the passenger side floorboard is rusted through. So So there'll be a patch panel that goes in here as well. I'm not sure how far it goes. There's still some carpet, as you see in here. Still in here. The back, I'm not sure what the shape of that is either underneath that. From underneath the car, it actually looks pretty decent. I would crawl under there, but I'm not sure if we can see much of anything. I did bring my lantern out here just in case it was a little too dark to see anything. So I can try to get us up underneath the car and see what that looks like. So here's underneath the car. It's kind of hard to really see anything, if anything really. You can see the rust holes in the floor pan up there, as well as the, I guess that'd be like the seat pan cross member that comes over. So yeah, I mean, the frame's actually in really good shape. I did look it over. It came to my house on a rollback, so I was able to see it a little bit higher, I guess. It needs some love. The door cards, they need love too. The tops actually don't look terrible here. The tops are actually in really good shape. I know it's kind of hard to see it with the sun going down. The armrest does have, you know, the normal sun baked in it. And then the bottom of the doors where the carpet is, that needs to be replaced. They actually sell this piece separate, so I'll probably end up just buying the lower piece because this entire setup on the inside just for interiors, about $500–600 probably. So yeah, that'll probably be a project there, replacing these bottom doors, seeing how far they are gone. If I need to somehow save these, I will. So here's the dash. It is a really cool looking dash, to be honest. Our bezel, instrument bezel. I do enjoy the way that it looks with all the swoops that it has, like here. Like you can see how it kind of indents and goes all the way across. This is a factory AC vehicle. The donor vehicle is not, so we may trade out some of those parts in here for that one just to get rid of the AC. We might be able to find some parts for it. We might not. It's just really going to depend on want and everything else. It's really cool. It has a clock right there. The radio's still here. It has this really neat manifold vacuum gauge. I haven't really found out a lot of information on those. I really haven't looked. Thought that was really neat. They have the most important vent that I think that they ever got rid of that they should most definitely bring back. Yeah, I don't know why they got rid of that. Wish they'd bring it back. The windshield is actually in pretty good shape. It does look like somebody swirled them around when it was pretty dry out and put a few little scratches on there. The visors are really worn out, which is what you would expect in a project car. That door card actually looks really good. It has the same problem going on with it on the bottom as this one does. That's something that I will address here here in the future for sure. So as far as the car goes, I'm really excited for it. Really, you know, really excited to see where this project goes. My plan with it is to put the original engine in, original transmission, keep it as close to factory as it came out when, you know, they pushed it out there to be taken to wherever it was sold. That's definitely my plan. I feel like it deserves that. It's held up for this long and still looks this good to be 50 years old, or 60, I guess. No, I guess it would be 50. You know, just to be that old. She's a survivor. I'd like to keep it that way. I think she deserves it. It'll be a fun project. I know just enough on these cars to get around. But it'll be a learning process. It will be videoed. I will put it up on the YouTube channel. Just one thing, like this back glass right here, that is the coolest piece of it. I mean, this thing is actually like, it's bent. It's like this coming down. I think that is so neat. I imagine that's probably pretty expensive to replace as well. So we will do our best to keep that in the best shape that we can. I do have another one in the donor vehicle, which I will make a video on that one. That car is pretty far gone. I really just wanted the engine out of it. So this one, they had like two different lug styles that came on this year. They had the 8 lug and the 5 lug. So this car actually has the 5 lug. The other one has the 8s. I was really confused by those, and when they come off of there, they look extremely crazy. That car is really far gone. As I said, I'll probably strip it all the way down, keep what I can off of it, and have to say bye to the rest. Definitely will take every piece off of it that I possibly can, because parts for these are not cheap, and they're not easy to find either. There's a few vendors out there that make really good reproduction parts from what I've seen and what I've heard, and the questions that I've asked some people. Like, you can tell the dash needs to be replaced in here, so we'll be replacing that as well. Not a big fan of the red that it is in right now. My ultimate goal would be to get it painted white after all the body work, but that's further down the road. I'd really like to see it be a runner before I put paint on it and everything like that. At least enjoy it, because you can have a motor in it while it's being painted for sure. The bumpers, they're alright. You can see that side's kind of sticking out a little bit further, like something caught it on its edge once before. It's a really good, really solid car, minus the few little places where it does need pans and things like that. So everything that you would expect out of a pretty decent project car, I think we've got it right here. So stay tuned. The next thing that we'll probably end up doing is a little bit of the interior, maybe taking this hood off, and pour 15ing the so I'd like to put the POR 15 inside of the engine bay there to get everything kind of, you know, like sanded down, looking really nice. Put the activator on there, and then put the POR 15 or pour 15 in there and get that ready for the engine. Got to take the engine to the machine shop. It is definitely not running. I tried to take the spark plugs out of it to see just what the cylinders look like with a camera, and I snapped one of the spark plugs and was like, yep, that's probably where I'm just gonna call it quits on that, because I'd rather it be professionally done than just me in the backyard doing it. But yeah, so I'd definitely like to get that engine bay cleaned up, do a little bit on the interior, maybe take the seats out, get all the carpet out of it, because I know it's going to need carpet. At least start getting ready for those kinds of things. I do have somewhere where I can store these seats as well, so probably be the plan moving forward, and look forward to doing it. And